Hello and welcome to ESL Revolution, everyone. I am your content creator and professor, Dr. B. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope you are doing very, very well. Happy weekend to you all. I know back in North America, it is Sunday night. Today it's Monday morning because I'm on the other side of the planet. But that doesn't matter because we are here together enjoying what we always enjoy, right? And that is a little bit of Star Wars: The Old Republic. Well, today is the last, final video for you regarding healing in SWTOR: The Old Republic. That's right. We have finished 5 of the 6 healing videos, and this is number 6 with our Sorc healer. It is in the combat proficiency. It is the corruption line, and that's the one we are running today. Oops, let me shift that around. There we go. Get a little nice view of Hanyana here. So this is the first video. We are going to be just doing a general overview of the class first. Then we are going to be moving into video 2, which will be utilities and passives. And then the third video is going to be involving gear, stats, and power management, which is an important aspect of any healer. No matter what healer you're doing, that's why I have included it in all of my videos, because I think, well, basically without power your group is dead, and so I didn't want to forget that particular skill, set that we need to have. Okay, so let's get right into it here. The class itself, Sorc healers are pretty potent in terms of their heal abilities. Now, they are more geared toward single target healing. They do have 2 AoE heals. We're going to talk about that. They have a nice static barrier here. This skill right here, which can be put on either myself or other players in our group. So that is a very nice one to have. The set that we have, I'm going to be talking about this later, also provides some very nice mobility healing, which is quite nice. And they probably have the easiest of the energy management systems that are developed in the healing classes. I would say probably the Scoundrel Operative is probably the more difficult to play in terms of power management, whereas the Sorc or the Sage combination, the mirror classes, they're probably the easiest. Now, that doesn't mean, just because they're the easiest, it doesn't mean that we don't have to take those things into account. And again, stay tuned to video 3 to have that discussion on power management. Now, I think this is a good class if you are on the Imperial side. I think this is a good class if you are newer to healing. Maybe you've done a lot of tanking in the past. Maybe you've done a lot of DPS in the past. Maybe you've never touched a healer. This is probably a good class to begin with. It does give you a little bit more error room, I think you could say, as you're going through certain things. It's a little bit more user-friendly, a little bit easier to recover from mistakes than perhaps, let's say, the Scoundrel or Operative. There's also a pretty good way, a good term, which is called triage, and this is actually a real medical term, and it allows you to decide pretty quick and to bolster a character in your another player in your group that needs immediate attention, because what you can put out in terms of very fast single target heals to get them up and into a position of safety again, I think with the Sorc Healer, definitely good for that. Now, in terms of mobility, in terms of kind of walking around the battlefield, moving to and from, I think the Sorc has some nice little skills here. So we have right down here, we have this force speed. Now this one here gives us 150% speed for 2 seconds. So it's a very quick, it doesn't last very long, but it certainly can get you from point A to point B within a flash point or a small group, whatever, when you are in there. So if I'm just running here, boom, I hit that, and I can go from that door to this door within a very short period of time. The other one that we use or can use, which is very nice, is this one right here. This is called Phase Walk, and I can plant this anywhere on the battlefield. And if I need to, get myself there or take myself out of a situation, perhaps, then I can plant this. This lasts for 10 minutes at any particular location, and all I would need to do is press Phase Walk again, and boom, I go right back to that spot. And so it allows me to move instantaneously between those two spots. Now it does have a cooldown in terms of, so now I can't use it, right? I can't use that for about another 40. I think it's a 1 minute cooldown. But again, it's a nice thing to certainly have. A couple of other things. Sorcs can off heal. So if you're running in a DPS line, you do still have 3 skills, I believe, that can be used for healing. So you can be doing a little bit of off healing to help your group out if you need. You can res in combat, which is this one right here. It's called reanimation. So if somebody does fall in your group, you can res them in combat, which is very, very nice. You also have the bubble here. This is a force barrier, and this is a channel skill, which basically means that as soon as I move, the channel is over. So it looks like this here. That's what it looks like there. And after the 8 seconds, I do have a little bit of a barrier left. So it channels for 8 seconds, and then I have, I think, 2 or 3 seconds of a little barrier that remains afterwards, and that's a damage mitigation. That one lasts for 3 minutes. It's cooldown for 3 minutes. And that's one where if you see maybe the tank is, is dropping a bit too fast, you can actually put the barrier on the tank, hold them in position while your second healer pops them up and gets them back into the game. So, or you could use that on a DPS maybe who's taking some significant damage as well, and you don't want them to fall in combat. So that one is a very, very nice one to have. Now there's a nice little CC skills here. We have Whirlwind. Now, Whirlwind is one where if we want to take basically somebody out of combat, like we don't want to engage them right away, we want to focus, let's say, this character over here, we want to focus burning that one down, and there's another one over here, and we want to take that one out of combat. Boom, hit that one, Whirlwind. As long as they don't take damage, then they are basically stunned. Now, this is for... sorry. So non-player, non-standard, and non-weak targets rapidly heal while they're trapped. Okay, so it means that you want to hit this one first. You don't want to put them down. You don't want to start damaging them and then use Whirlwind. You want to use Whirlwind first, take them out of combat. Everybody focuses on this one over here. This one's dead. Then the team moves on to this one. Okay, so that's how you would use that one. It's a very, very nice little CC. Now, we do have other ones in here that are not on my bar. These are like little 3 or 4 second stun shots that you can put out. The only one that I would recommend really using consistently, however, is your Jolt, and that's going to be your interrupt skill. You definitely want to keep that one on. I've removed some of the skills on my quick bars just to give you a sense of what you should be using for your healing skills primarily. Okay, so if you see a skill that's not on there, that's why. Okay. Survivability. There are obviously skills that we have that can allow us to survive in particular situations, and 2 of those skills are the bubble, okay, that we have, and the instant heal. We also have the hard bubble, of course. That's this one here, the force barrier. But if we use this one here, okay, the static barrier, this mitigates damage, but it also at the end throws some healing out to us at the very end. The other skill that we can use is this one right here, which is Unnatural Preservation. And basically, this is a self-heal only, all right? This is only for us. And we can hit this skill, and it gives us a nice, 25k heal. So we can hit this one, mitigate damage. And while we're mitigate damage, we also have a tick. And then we can hit this one at the same time. See, that one just hit us for 50,000 as a crit. Okay, so if we can use this one and this one together, we're going to be able to get ourselves back into a very, very good position. So if we do see ourselves maybe dropping down to the the 80% mark, hit this, bing bam boom, Bob's your uncle, as they say. So it's a very nice thing to keep in mind. Now we are let's look at here. We are light armor, okay, compared to the other 2 healers. So this is the light armor. We have a medium armor in with the operative, and we have a heavy armor with the merc healer, the bounty hunter. Okay, so keep that in mind, that particular armor class is going to provide less natural mitigation. You can see here that our damage reduction is only at 22%. But if we are on a merc healer or a trooper, I believe that damage reduction is up around the 30 to 35% range. So just by wearing that armor change, you're going to see a difference in the reduction there. Now, in terms of what our role is in Flashpoints, let's take that one first. You're in a team of 4, you're running around. Really, you shouldn't have too much problem healing. If you have never healed before, Flashpoints are a very, very good way to start. Just run some of the basic ones. I believe it's, you could do Black Talon is one that is pretty easy, and you get that very, very early on. There's the other one that I just cannot remember for the life of me. What is it now? Hang on, let me... It is Hammer Station, okay? So Hammer Station is another one that you can use. I totally forgot the name on that one. Hammer Station is another one that you can use. It's a basic flashpoint, and I think you can use that as a way of training yourself how to heal as you go through the game. very, very nice one to have. Now, even if you don't have all of your skills, I think that's still a good one to use for you. In terms of operations, it's generally not a good idea, from what I understand, it's generally not a good idea to be playing two of the same healer classes, because what that means is you're going to have the same strengths, but at the same time you're also going to have the same weaknesses. So in terms of sort healers, pairing obviously with an operative or a merc healer is probably the best way to go. When you are paired specifically with an operative healers are exceptional in their AoE heals, which means that you should probably be focusing on triage and the tank, so you can separate your roles a little bit in the game and have areas where you are focused on. That doesn't mean that you wouldn't pop over into an AoE situation if you need to, or it doesn't mean that the operative, for example, is not going to throw out a single target heal. It just means you're going to play to your strengths as much as you can when you're in the game. Now, one thing I will make note of now is, I'm going to talk about this a bit later, but I am going to make a note of this in the overview, is that there was some gearing changes that occurred for the Sorc Healer and for the Seer Sage. And that works around the issue of gearing and your tacticals. And I am going to talk a little bit about this later when we get to gearing. However, I did want to make a mention, a point of it now in the overview. When 6.0 and 6.1 dropped, there was the revitalized Mystic set, which was at that time the healer set, the primary healer set, was pretty weak in terms of its ability to, to allow these classes to heal well. And furthermore, the tacticals were not particularly strong. However, that being said, in 6.1.1, there was a little bit of a rework to the class in terms of heals. The tacticals got changed out a bit, and the healing set that is considered best in slot for the most part right now, or at least the one that they are kind of directing you towards, was reworked as well. And that set is your Empowered Restorer stat. Okay, that's the one. So they've changed the set from Revitalized Mystic. Now you want the Empowered set because of the work that it does with your static barrier, which is this one right here. Okay, and again, I'm going to be talking about that more in video number 3, so stay tuned for that. Also, as I forgot to do, I usually do this at the beginning of the videos, and I just remembered as I was going through this information that these healing class proficiency videos, while I am doing them, the foundational material is designed and laid out by Merlin Swartor in his guides. I will be leaving a link to his work in the YouTube description, so please check him out. He's done some amazing work on those guides. They look fantastic. They're very easy to manage in terms of the reading. But for me, like me, there are many of you out there who prefer to just watch something instead. So that's what these are for. I do have permission to use his guides in an email conversation about 5 months ago. That was discussed and he gave me the okay. So there's no issues of copyright infringement or issues of me doing something that I shouldn't be doing. So I do have that permission from him. So thank you, Merlin, for all of your efforts there. Okay, that is the overview video for the time being. We will be getting back into video number 2, which is passives and utilities, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is coming up next. So stay tuned. We'll see you soon. May the Force be with you. Take care, everybody.